Hey, welcome to the Degenerate Nation podcast. I'm with A-Aron again.
What's going on?
How's it going?
How's it going, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm fresh off a Renaissance festival.
Oh, Ren Fair.
Yeah.
I've never been, I've never had the pleasure. Where was it at?
I was in Pennsylvania, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I dated a girl from Lancaster, Pennsylvania when I was in AmeriCorps.
No way.
Oh, Kirsty Tarzi. What's up? Sorry. Yeah.
A-Aron kisses and tells.
I sure do. And I name names as well. She also is not a listener, so...
Not yet, right?
Not going to be...
I'm going to look her up.
Yeah, you can go ahead and look her up. She doesn't have a Facebook. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's one of those girls.
That's smart.
Yeah, but what was the Ren Fair like?
Oh, my God. It was cool.
Yeah?
Yeah, I smoked a little in the car, and then I went in and...
Oh, you smoked, so you're becoming like a pothead.
No, just puffing a little here and there. I don't know anything about it. I brought it up to my psychiatrist today.
Yeah, what did he
And
say?
he's just like, I don't think it has any effects with your medicine, but I'll look into it. It's like, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, I would think with your medication, like, there's a lot of unknowns, but I think that there's worse things you can mix than pot with your medication.
Oh, definitely, like heroin.
Are you noticing any, like, you're not smoking enough to probably notice any differences?
Nah.
So, back to the Ren Fair, so what was it like there?
Oh, man. There were people, like,
haggis?
There was no haggis. There
That's
was...
medieval. Is that different?
No, people were dressing in medieval garb.
Okay, medieval and Renaissance.
Yeah, it's a crossover appeal, basically.
Potato.
Potato. They had soups and bread bowls. They had turkey legs.
Okay.
So imagine if Epcot Center was actually cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Center, so.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, Epcot Center's okay, but this is fucking awesome.
Okay, so, like, what else was there?
There were women in bodices.
What are bodices?
Those corsets. Corsets.
Okay.
I think they were corsets. They might have been bodices.
Okay, I've never even heard of bodices, so...
You ever heard of romance novels that the nickname is bodice rippers?
No, I'm not. I guess
You're not versed in romance novels?
I'm not.
Why am I saying romance instead of romance?
I don't know.
Like they're classy or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Things, yeah.
It's like Caribbean or Caribbean.
Yeah, it's Caribbean, right?
I mean, it depends. Like people don't say pirates. People don't say pirates of the. People don't say Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, it is Caribbean.
No, well, they say Pirates of the Caribbean.
Tomato to potato,
I'm
right?
sure when you hear the title, Pirates of the Caribbean instead of Pirates of the Caribbean.
But there were corsets, there were breasts propped up by corsets.
Okay, specifically of maybe like Renaissance-wise, were there like horses? Was there jousting events?
There was jousting. I missed the jousting.
Oh. Was there other cool events like that?
Yeah, there was mud, like a mud play.
A mud play?
Yeah, they were
like
putting on like
wrestling?
a play with a mud pit. It was like 3 actors. And apparently that's a Renaissance staple is the mud. He's like, you want to see the mud people? I was like, I don't know what that is, but fuck yes, I want to see the mud people.
Thrones? Do you watch Game of Thrones?
I don't, but I'm going to.
You don't watch Game of Thrones? Why don't you watch Game of Thrones?
I lived with a guy in LA that played Dungeons and Dragons once a week.
You adverse to it.
Yes, exactly. Okay. But looking back, I should have played Dungeons and Dragons. I probably would have enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, I never played either, but I'm a nerd, and so I may have liked it. I know a lot of like people like Dan Harmon, the guy who made like Community,
and Rick and Morty.
Yeah, like he's really into Dungeons and Dragons. He has like a podcast where he plays it.
That's
with,
awesome.
Like other celebrities.
He plays it live.
Yeah,
is it like a 4-hour podcast?
I'm sure it is. Yeah,
So
I don't listen to it.
Okay, because I remember in Stranger Things they had like a 10-hour campaign or something. Like, is that common?
Yeah, and Stranger Things is another good one. Are you a big TV watcher?
Yeah.
Yeah, where are like some of you're like, okay,
all time or current?
Let's go with all time.
All time. Breaking Bad #1.
Okay.
The Wire #2.
The Wire. Okay.
Sopranos 3.
Okay.
That covers the dramas.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Okay, yeah, and those are all, obviously really respectable.
Yeah. Comedies, Peep Show.
I've never even heard
of it's a British show. Recommend if you. It's fucking hilarious. It's great. Okay. Yeah, they got I think 8 seasons.
On Netflix?
Yes, it's on Netflix. Okay. Yeah, check that one out. Particularly season 1, episode 4. It's absurd.
Okay,
it's great.
Well, I'll watch all of them.
Definitely.
Or I'll check it out. Peep Show. Okay.
Yes, Peep Show.
All right.
Fantastic show.
Are there other comedies?
It's Always Sunny.
Okay. Yeah.
And probably Seinfeld. I'll put Seinfeld
That's
on
fair.
there.
That's fair. There's like 2 bad episodes of Seinfeld ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely a huge TV watcher myself.
Yeah.
What are your all-timers?
Yeah, all-timers.
Number 1 for me is Oz.
Oh, okay. You like Prison Rape, huh?
I just love that show. It's really fun. I started watching that show when I was really young too.
Nice. It warped your mind. Yeah.
I don't think I'm old enough yet to watch that show.
Yeah.
But especially when I was younger, and because of that show, every show I watch that has prison scenes in it, it takes away from the show for me because I'm like, no show can do it as good as Oz.
Yeah. So you don't watch
I'm watching Luke Cage right now, and the prison scenes and that. Obviously it's Marvel, but it's actually a really good show. But the prison scenes are so bad. Even Night of, that was just. But so Oz is up there. The first 4 seasons of Dexter.
Yes.
Definitely up there.
Yeah.
I always tell people if they're going to start watching Dexter, pretend season 4 finale is the end of the show.
Oh, that would have been an amazing series finale. Yeah.
Series ever.
Yeah.
But then they had 4 more seasons, and those last 4 were they really murdered a show, which is ironic that it was.
Fell apart. He becomes a lumberjack.
Yeah, he becomes a lumberjack. He rides off into hurricane at the end. I have no problem spoiling the show because no one should waste their time with that show. And it was so disappointing as that show went on each season, hoping that it was going to be better. They had the stupid season with Colin Hanks where it was the Sixth Sense reveal where the other guy was dead the whole time.
Everything's
almost after 5 minutes, and I'm not even smart with that kind of stuff.
Neither were they apparently. I guess.
So but the first 4 seasons for sure that show, and then there's just so many other shows, but those 2 are 2 definitely
Oz and Dexter.
Yeah, and Game of Thrones I would say honestly is up there.
So is that out there current shows? All time.
Current and all time. Those 3. Currently though, I'm into quite a few shows currently. I'm really into.
Me too.
Really into Atlanta on FX.
Okay, I got to get in. I saw the pilot. Love the pilot.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with that show. I already got picked up for a 2nd season.
Yeah, Donald Glover, he can do no wrong.
It's very authentic in a lot of ways. I was watching the episode earlier today, and the girl finds out she has a drug test last second, and she starts going online doing the research, and I may know somebody who's had to do that research before, and come across the same type of results that she came across, and the types of answers that she was coming across, and someone were don't do drugs, dumbass. I may know somebody who's had to do that research and come to the same conclusion she ends up. It's just very authentic show, and also very funny. If you're at all into hip hop or at all into southern rap, any really black or any type of sub-urban culture in any sort of way. It's done in a very non-pandering kind of way.
Okay. Yeah.
Reminds me of the movie Dope that came out last year, which I also really liked. But other shows currently just started Son of Zorn on Fox.
Is it awesome?
It's really, really good.
Okay, I gotta watch it.
I really like it. It's for people who don't know, it's basically this cartoon He-Man type guy who comes back into. I've described it as He-Man meets Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, cool.
So, and it's actually a lot more grounded of a show than you realize. You expect it to just be ridiculous. He comes in, gives his son, a bird as his 16-year-old car, this big falcon, and he ends up killing it. And you're okay, it's this kind of show. It's really over the top, but it actually gets into some pretty interesting relationship drama and things like that. He's trying to adjust to working in an office setting, The
Incredibles.
Yeah, it's not quite that smart or that highbrow, I guess, but really like it. I have a lot of fun with it. I do smoke a little bit of marijuana here or there, so mind you. But
I used to think I was He-Man, so
I'm
on board.
With both my roommates who do not partake, and they both were laughing and highly enjoying it. So. Definitely recommend that one on Fox, and then and then Luke Cage I'm watching on Netflix right now. I've really liked the Marvel shows on Netflix. Jessica Jones and Daredevil, I both really
I gotta watch. I love Kristen Ritter.
Yeah,
so
I mean, Jessica Jones was my favorite of the three of them, and it's a female superhero. And it's again, like, I'm very sensitive to when it's like pandering. Like when the new Ghostbusters came out, it was so over the top. It was just like annoying. And it was like, okay, I get it. Dudes are idiots and women are amazing, but like,
yeah, you don't need a movie to know that.
Yeah, exactly. But like in Jessica Jones, it's a very honest portrayal of like a female superhero. I feel like, and she's great in it, and I really liked the whole show. So I knew nothing about Jessica Jones going in, and I also don't like the superhero movies that much. I kind of get bored with them.
Yeah,
I think I really don't like predictable shit. Like with anything I watch, I like unconventional, but also sometimes unconventional and choosing the predictable route still at the end is the best option. I don't just want unconventional to be unconventional,
right?
Because then that becomes predictable.
Well, there's you can only really get away with one conceit.
Yeah,
in a show.
Yeah, and this is like kind of going out, but like this weekend I went to see Girl on a Train.
How was it?
Sunday. It was okay.
Cool.
It was okay. I mean, like, it wasn't great. It was not going to make my top 10.
Yeah.
It got a little Lifetime movie-ish.
Perfect. But like, with boobs?
Well, I mean, not really. No,
dicks? Were there dicks?
There were no dicks either.
Pass. Hard pass.
I mean, it was okay. I mean, like, it was based on a book that came out last... And, like, you know, I mean, but it did get kind of, you know, a little bit predictable when you kind of step back and look at it. I mean... And now, kind of the only way movies can go to, like, make them not so, you know, make them a little unpredictable is having, like, an unreliable narrator. So, like, this girl, she's, like, drunk the whole time.
Right.
So that's, like, one of the cool things the movie does is, like, tries to make you almost feel like you're drunk. Like, even how it's filmed at points.
Perfect.
And how it's from that perspective. So, you know, for someone who can't drink,
you
can live vicariously.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Get your fake buzz on. But,
it's better than fake beer.
It was, I mean, just save your money, I guess,
at
that point. But, you know, to each their own. I had O'Doul's when I was 10. So,
nice.
You know, my mom used to buy them for us. Sorry. I don't know if that's, like, okay to admit on. But, do you know Sharps?
I think I've had Sharps, yeah.
Yeah, so I remember Sharps and O'Doul's. I preferred O'Doul's.
Yeah, O'Doul's Amber's delicious.
I don't think they had an Amber one.
No, it's just the regular skunky
like,
O'Doul's flavor.
The Heineken.
Yeah.
It looked like a Heineken almost.
Yeah.
But we used to pound them on the sidewalk.
Outside on the sidewalk?
Oh yeah. This was I was a '90s kid though, so.
Okay.
I mean, like, it was a different time. We'd like watch Rocco's Modern Life, go outside, have a couple beers.
90s parents gave up.
I mean, no, my mom was like the opposite of give up, but you know, like, I do remember her getting. I do specifically remember Sharps. I don't know if we got O'Doul's or not. But I do remember Sharps. I remember it has like 0.0004%.
Oh yeah, for a kid though, so that's enough, right?
We were so buzzed. Also, like, as a kid, did you used to drink like Coke like a madman, like Coca-Cola?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a decent amount.
I used to go through like 32 cans a week.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was like, well, you go like Sam's and get like the you know, huge craters of Coke.
My writing partner drinks like 10 Diet Pepsis a day.
Yeah, it's an addiction. It's really bad.
Yeah, I like the taste of Coke, but really the caffeine is what sets me off. Mm-hmm. But I'm not supposed to drink soda anymore. My teeth are fucked up. Mm. Plus, it's awful for you, but...
Yeah, it's really bad for you as I take a sip of...
Can I get a hit of that?
Yeah, right.
I'm just...
Yeah, it's terrible for you, but my teeth are okay overall.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. I went to a dentist for the first time in like 2 years recently.
Mine was 6 or 7.
And
longer than that, actually.
And when because I didn't have insurance for a little while, and then I figured that out eventually, and then I didn't want to have to make the appointment.
Being an adult is fucking impossible. That's why I stopped trying.
Yeah. I mean, I'm working on it, but you know, like the dentist ended up saying my teeth had never looked better, and I was like, really?
Yeah.
And at first I was like, that's interesting. And, you know, I like let him, you know, I like asked why, and then I was like, that's funny. I haven't had a cleaning in over 2 years. And then like all of a sudden he almost was like, almost like looked like he wished he didn't say it or something.
Yeah, because he's like, this guy's never gonna come back.
Maybe I'm overthinking it, but like either way, like I have this front tooth here, which you can see a little chip in. That's because my dentist back home, and this is exciting dental talk on the podcast, so hold it. But whatever, we're going with it. It's a conversation. So. Like, you know, they were working on this tooth, and they're like, okay, we're going to chip away, and we're going to add this porcelain that's as hard as a tooth. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, great. And, like, they shaped it all up. It was all good. And, you know, it was great. And then one day I was eating an apple, and I felt a crumble on my front tooth.
Fuck.
The thing started just crumbling. At first I thought, it felt like half my tooth was missing. And then it just turned out to be a little bit slowly over time.
Have you ever had the tooth falling out? Fuck it. We don't correct ourselves. Tooth falling out dreams?
No. What does that mean?
It's an anxiety dream.
Oh, I have lots of anxiety. I've never had that one.
Yeah. Well, I hope I didn't put that into your subconscious.
No, well, I don't remember my dreams.
It's awful. Oh, really?
Well, for the most part, when you go to sleep stoned, you don't.
That kills fucked up dreams?
It kills dreams in general. You just don't remember your dreams if you go to sleep on the devil's cabbage.
That's kind of amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it works for a lot of individuals with PTSD, they theorize. I mean,
so they're not dreaming about work.
They don't want to, they're like, I'm not going to dream about anything good, so just shut it down.
Yeah.
You know?
I either have really fucked up dreams, really fucked up.
I get in a lot of trouble when I remember my dreams.
Yeah. Fucked up dreams of not being able to make a decision, and the way it manifests itself is there was two options of women. And I can't make a choice.
It always comes down to relationship.
And then I wake up.
And so it always comes down to women, though, choices in women.
It's like my dreams target the biggest holes in my life.
Right, which said okay.
Yeah.
And you'd say that's the biggest hole.
Yeah, the lack of love, and then the anxiety about everything.
About it ever happening.
I mean, I don't have anxiety when I do this.
You do?
No, I don't.
Oh.
Just turn it on and crush it.
I mean, it's just all we're doing is having a conversation.
Absolutely.
So.
And I'm masturbating.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I call a conversation. I was trying to be more covert about it. But,
no, we don't do covert.
Yeah, because it's not like my mother listens or anything. Hi, Mom.
Hi.
Hey, Amber. Also, appreciate the listens and comments.
This is the longest I've gone without taking my dick out, and I just started 30 seconds ago. I'm not hard yet. I might quit.
Again, it's the antidepressants that he needs to get off of.
I actually am off of it right now.
Get off them, and then you can get off. Great.
That's great. No, that happened.
Yeah. So let's back to the TV shows. Did you say some of your current ones?
Current ones. The Leftovers.
Segue.
Yeah.
Oh, my brother really likes the Leftovers.
Leftovers is fucking awesome.
Depressing as shit.
Yeah.
I watched the first season. I was like. So I was done with that one. But yeah, I just watched too many shows. But
the second season's less depressing.
My brother said the second season's better. Okay, what else?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Halt and Catch Fire.
Okay.
On AMC.
That's the one about IBM?
Yeah, 80s computing.
Okay, is that good? Okay, I haven't watched any of that.
Oh, fucking awesome show.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good AMC
It's
show.
a slow burn, too. It gets better and better.
I like slow burns. So
me too.
That's fine.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. Okay,
yeah.
You finished that?
I did.
Yeah.
That was a great show.
Yeah, it was really good. That's probably the most universally liked show of this year, I feel.
Yeah. It's a nostalgia factor.
I mean, nostalgia. It's nostalgia done right, though.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I mean, I haven't talked to anybody who's watched that show who didn't like it.
I have a friend that gave up after 3 episodes.
Wow.
He gets grumpy, though, so...
Is he a contrarian?
I think deep down he must be. He's like, it just didn't do it for me. I was like, what about Breaking Bad? He's like, I didn't continue it.
Oh, well, so he just doesn't have good taste in...
Apparently not.
I mean, again, Breaking Bad is another show that, other than the last episode, I loved.
Yeah.
I thought the last episode was a piece of shit.
Oh, really?
I thought it was awful.
Well, we don't do any spoilers, though.
I mean, I don't think spoilers apply to a show that happened 5 years ago. I won't go into it, but no spoilers. I thought it was bullshit what they did with Jesse and Walt.
Oh, I thought it was great.
Other than that, it was great. What was the worst episode of that show?
I can't name one.
Okay, that's shitty. You have to name one.
No, there was no worse. Are you going to say The Fly?
Is what people say.
It's wrong. It was the best bottle episode of all time.
The best what?
You know, a bottle episode where like it only takes place in like one location.
Uh huh. Yeah.
They spoofed it on Community.
Yeah. Community is a show I always wanted to get into and never did.
It's good.
But yeah, I feel like I'd like it. South Park's another one like that. But South Park I just outgrew. I watched it when I was a kid, and I just got to a point where I was done with it, but like my personality and my kind of beliefs and things I know would go with it pretty well.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, it's same with that. Like it's just
I'm gonna binge that at some point. I've probably watched like 10% of it.
Yeah, when you discover marijuana, I highly recommend just finding a show to attach with it because they really go together very well. Music as well.
I'm gonna do Judge Joe Brown.
I mean, any show that's not like actually. Yeah. I don't suggest watching like something like one of the worst things I ever watched when I got high. One of the worst, and that's a whole nother podcast. But I'll keep this one brief. One of it was about Cape Cod and the heroin epidemic.
Perfect.
On there, and I was, I was just high. Let me just clarify what high means when I watch that. It means I smoked some pot. Okay, I smoked some pot and
heroin.
Ate some like chips, some Terra vegetable chips.
Oh, healthy, right?
No, they're not healthy when you eat the whole bag. They're so good, but I mean, like they're not healthy. Like, but they say vegetable chips, so I feel better about myself. And Cubs just tied it up.
Nice home run.
On top of the third. Yeah, but anyway, so like,
awesome.
I was, smoking. I don't feel guilt smoking. I'm legally doing it here, and and I don't feel any guilt. So I'm smoking. I'm watching this, and these people are just, talking about their addictions and how they know that they're not gonna, they're gonna start back up, and then by the end, it's like being like, this person relapsed and died later. This person is in jail now. This person relapsed. Like, it was. Watching that kind of stuff really heavy, you just really get into your own thoughts, and that is, I think a lot of times what people call the paranoia is really when you're just get your mind wrapped around a really, uncomfortable spot in your brain.
Okay, and, I know that spot.
Once it starts, but the thing is, you can always find a spot you didn't know about.
Great!
And for me, it doesn't concern me, and I don't have a problem taking my brain off its typical autopilot and things like that. So, bad trips that happen on things like mushrooms or marijuana, whatever, I don't tend to have those anymore. Although, I used to at times get really high and, start to cry about something or start to freak out about something. And, those are, kind of, I look back and maybe those are like the growing pains of it.
What would you cry about?
I would think about just particularly, relationships that really weren't working out. Not necessarily women only either. Like,
you mentioned your friend getting defriended.
That happened recently.
Okay, I would cry over that for sure.
I don't think I ever did. I think I just got really pissed, but maybe I did at one point or another. But at this point, it really doesn't matter to me. And actually talking about it, a few people have really actually reached out to me and told their stories about it, which is part of, I'm not doing this to save the world or anything, but
we could.
I talked to a few people, and those couple people sharing their experience with me, and me sharing my experience indirectly with them helped. And it's helped me move on from it. I've heard from a couple people who were part of, choosing sides in that friend breakup type of thing, and I've heard from them in different ways, and I didn't do it for that reason or anything, but
this has a way of unlocking stuff.
Yeah, and you never really know what you're gonna end up talking about, so
it's exciting, right?
Yeah, I look forward to this each week.
Good, me too.
Like, hopefully more and more people, other than I have a couple people right now who do constantly pester me for it.
Perfect.
Particularly my mom.
Good. Get him on the dole.
Yeah, but we're gonna line up some guests here coming up.
Yeah.
I think we could really shine a spotlight on some people in DC who don't get the spotlight shined on them typically. So, You know,
like what? Like janitors?
My buddy who's actually
street urchins.
My buddy who's actually currently a computer programmer, like Mr. Robot style.
Oh, nice.
He goes to this place called Headspace right now and like programs 3D printers. He builds them himself. He does all sorts of crazy shit. We're gonna have him on at some point. He's my neighbor. He's a great guy, but like.
Can we eat his food? What?
Yeah. All right. Any other shows? Sorry.
Oh, current. Yeah. I mean, get with it. Our listeners are used to that.
Yeah,
I can't stay on a talk. I have to take you to a weird place.
That I don't take medication for.
I have no boundaries.
And I'm, smoke, so I'm going to be this is just a conversation. We don't ever talk to each other other than when this microphone's on.
Right. So we hate each other.
We don't get along at all. So this is, the only time that we have to pretend to like each other. So
yeah, he's going to choke me out after this.
No, I'm not.
You're not?
Nope.
See, we even fight about what...
kind of gay.
That's fine. We're pro...
I mean, whatever.
We're pansexual on the show.
Same, one love or same love, whatever.
Yeah.
Macklemore said in that song.
Oh,
Any other shows?
Fuck. I'm gonna give a shout out to Leftovers again. I'm craving that third and final season.
Okay, so you're in that starting back up here soon?
I think so. Oh, Shameless. How could I forget Shameless?
Oh, Shameless. I know a particular young lady who watches Shameless.
Nice.
Yeah. I never got into it.
Oh, really? You didn't like it?
I mean, I watched the first couple seasons. I had a real crush on that chick.
Emily Rossum? Emmy Rossum.
Yeah.
Oh,
she's
yeah.
pretty hot.
I actually met the kids that play Carl and
Carl's the
Debbie.
One?
No, that's Liam.
Okay. Are any of the... Oh, I guess I won't ask spoilers. Never mind.
Yeah.
I shouldn't ask spoilers.
Are you asking if any of the characters are dead?
Yeah.
Maybe.
The baby?
There's a lot of babies that die in it.
No, there isn't.
I don't know. You haven't seen it.
Is it a pretty heavy show? Is it one of those
Yeah.
shows
Occasionally.
Are you an easy crier with shows? Or no?
I used to be, yeah.
Not anymore, though?
No, that show's made me cry 2 or 3 times.
Okay, I'm sure. What was the last movie that made you cry?
I don't watch a lot of movies anymore.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
I'm a TV junkie.
Yeah, okay.
I read articles about TV, and today I clicked on, I went down the click hole, the click universe there, which is...
So do you like just TV shows more because you can get more committed to the characters?
Yeah, because it's the best relationships I've had were with TV characters that aren't real.
Ever?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so, because I'm invested in the stories. We're in peak TV.
They're reliable.
Yes.
You know where to find
You
them.
can binge watch it. It helps being needy and having an outlet. But I want to see what Jesse Pinkman's gonna do. Because you call people, no one picks up the phone anymore. Maybe they pick up your calls, but I like to actually call people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really call many people, but yeah, I mean, in general, I definitely can understand. A lot of times, rather than be around people, I sometimes do recluse to the TV show. And I think a lot of people do. And,
definitely nowadays, yeah.
So,
do you isolate?
I would describe myself as more of an introvert, which
Okay.
I think surprises people. I think people see me and are around me, and they think I'm really out there and expressive, and so I must be an extrovert. I must like everybody, but overall, I'm pretty critical of people in general.
Do you hate people?
No. I don't hate people. I'm skeptical of people. I'm picky of the people I like being around.
Well, that's important to have
also,
standards.
I also really am, not in a selfish way, but in a way when it's a Saturday, I'm gonna, if there's something I want to do, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
And I'm not gonna, necessarily adjust it because other people don't want to do it. They don't have to do it. I'm not gonna force people to do it.
Are you talking about community theater?
Yeah.
Being a stagehand and your addiction to being a community theater stagehand?
Well, I have a friend who is, so I'm not going to make
He's a stagehand? No, I'm not. We don't make fun of things.
I mean, he's really into, community theater and shit and does it on the weekends, so, yeah, I mean, he's I'm pretty sure, stagehand's the guy who, sets up the stage and stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm pretty sure he's a he's not an actor, So
that's awesome. We need more stagehands. We should get a stagehand on the show. Maybe not your friend, but
we could maybe get him on the show. I mean, he lives here in the city.
Okay, I want to hear the sordid tales of community theater.
I think he'd have a lot of fun talking about that. Was Ford's Theater community theater, or is community theater like neighbor?
The one where Lincoln got shot?
No, the one here in town.
Yeah, Ford Theater was where Lincoln got shot.
The one?
Yeah, it's actually little known fact. Abraham Lincoln was seeing a community theater play. He died watching community theater, which
is that fact?
Community theater kills a lot of people.
How many people a year do you more or less than coconuts?
3,714 a year.
Okay, that's
on average.
More than coconuts.
Really? I thought coconuts were quite deadly.
Let's see how many people died from coconuts. Over, under 200.
I'm going to say over.
Okay.
Aren't there parts of the world where all they have to eat are coconuts? So how do you know it's the coconuts that killed them, not the general starvation, lack of resources?
Ooh. This is one of these stats I used when I was comparing how pot killed no one to I'd use coconuts. So
yeah.
People who died from... This is just one moment, folks. Sorry.
You're taking the over?
Of 200?
Yeah.
More than 200, but yeah.
So why'd you set it at 200? Do you think I was going to go under that?
I don't know. I didn't really think it through.
Always take the over.
All right.
How many do you think?
All right. In 2002, falling coconuts killed 150 people worldwide.
Oh, falling coconuts. I didn't even think of the falling part.
That's what I was talking about.
I just thought of like people dying from eating coconuts or putting them in their butt or something.
This is an interesting list here. It's 25 things more likely to kill you than a shark.
Lightning.
Stoplight intersections.
Oh, definitely. Getting T-boned.
Yeah, like
alcohol.
2,000 people. Coconuts kill 150 people. How many people do you think die from mosquitoes every year?
Now, probably a lot more.
Just take a guess. Do you want me?
15,000.
Yeah, it's a little more than that. Worldwide.
Well, yeah, I was thinking of Africa and South Asia.
So you think it's 15,000 worldwide? That was your guess?
18,000.
Yeah, 800,000 people.
Per year?
Per year, worldwide. Mosquitoes.
Do mosquitoes serve any purpose whatsoever besides to kill us?
I don't. Jeez. Another thing, this list is very interesting. Another thing from this list, and this is WNYYradio.com. So, Progressive Talk Radio had this list.
How progressive is talking about things that kill you?
I don't know. I just wanted to give them credit so we can keep talking about this list because this is interesting. Number 4 on the list is high school/college football, killing 12 players annually from football injuries.
Like dying on the field, or
high school, college football injuries claim an average of 12 lives annually. That's all it says.
Yeah. And
then it has a link I can follow to New York Daily News that says an average of 12 school football players die each year. Study says. It's a study from 2013. I'm not going to review it right now, but if it's more than one person dying, that's a fucking crazy.
Do you think anyone's died, like slipped on their goldfish fell out of the tank and they were trying to save the goldfish and they slip and they bash their head on the tank?
Sure.
That would suck.
Number 5 on the list of things that kill more people than sharks: champagne corks. How many people? Over, under of 12? I'm not seeing the numbers, so I'm not going to guess.
19.
So you think 19. 24 people each year.
Nice.
Don't be a show-off. Safety first.
What about sparkling cider?
I'm sure they include... it's a conglomerate death pool. They don't think about you sober Sally's. I like sparkling cider, though.
This shit is amazing.
It's delicious.
I want to get invited to weddings just so I can drink sparkling cider.
I'm going to skip the next one. It's just tripping. That's not very exciting. Lunch.
Like falling over things or tripping on acid?
6,000 people die from falling each year. Only 6,000.
What about jumping? Probably more than that.
Lunch.
Not as many as mosquitoes.
Yeah, mosquitoes 800,000 leading the pack right now. Weird shit.
Jesus.
Raw meat kills 5,000 people. Cows kill 20 people a year.
Cows don't fuck around. You ever messed with a cow before?
No,
I did.
So did you grow up like cow tipping?
No, I was.
Is cow tipping a real thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like
people have died that way.
Yeah, I'm sure, by the cows falling on crushing.
Basically, yeah.
No one can hear them.
Or kicking them.
Yeah. Yeah, it says blunt force trauma.
Or fucking them to death.
It says cows. Yeah, did you ever watch the video of the guy getting fucked to death by the horse?
No.
Have you ever heard of this?
It was to death?
So
most of the horse porn I watch doesn't involve murder.
So I don't watch a lot of horse porn.
Arson, yeah, but murder, no.
So I don't watch any horse porn, actually. I think it was called Mr. Happy or something, and it was about this guy who, I'm pretty sure it was in Mexico.
Of course.
Was getting fucked to death by a horse, and I've just heard the story enough times on Joe Rogan's podcast. But it's like, and he talks about it, he's like, you can literally hear the guy go, "Huh!" And at that point his like rectum ruptured, and he had like internal bleeding and died.
Then you can hear the horse go.
We'll have to watch it. We can watch it right now.
Does the horse get off?
I mean, the horse is barking at him. This guy's a horse digging his ass. So I haven't thought about this a lot. I've thought about this more than I should, though.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he didn't start with a horse dick. He worked his way up to a horse dick.
There's another horse fucking his mouth.
No. Nope, just the one.
Just the one?
Just the one.
What? I thought you haven't seen the video.
I've heard enough about it, though, and...
Are we not watching the same video? Because I saw the other one.
No. I guess not. This is awkward.
It's from New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Beautiful Clydesdales in that area.
Oh, definitely.
Let's see. Bees. So, bee stings. How many bees?
Oh, people are allergic to that, so I'm going to say 4,700.
100 people. So
really?
Bees get all this hate and are going extinct right now.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, mosquitoes, it's not like mosquitoes get a lot of love either.
No.
But, I mean...
There's nets to keep them out, man.
Yeah, but bees only kill 100 people. I would have thought more. Horses kill 20. So these things all kill more things than sharks.
You know what's great? They're better than mosquito nets? Not going fucking camping.
Yeah, I'm not a big camping guy.
Me neither. Because I can't get out of my own head, so... And I'm not good at, like, building fires, cooking, pitching tents. Especially when I was on Prozac.
I'm good at pitching tents.
Yeah.
Well, too good at pitching tents. You know what they say about camping?
What's that?
It's intense.
What about sledding accidents?
What about sledding accidents?
Do you think those kill more of the people than sharks?
Well, it's on here. Hippos kill 2,900 people a day.
A day? We got to stop this hippo murder epidemic. We got to exterminate hippos.
So
hippos eat their young.
2,500 deaths are caused every year when left-handed people attempt to use right-handed products.
I'm left-handed.
Well, you're just a bunch of fucking...
I'm a walking recessive gene, apparently. Blue eyes.
Left-handed people are 5 times more likely than right-handers to die in accidents.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't know that.
It's hard. It's hard world being left-handed.
How many people a year are killed by lightning?
Worldwide?
Yep.
2,000.
24,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Lightning's fucked up, man.
Very, very general, like, damage from lightning. That can't be like people struck by lightning.
People get heart attacks from lightning?
Or like their house gets hit and then their house falls and kills them. Maybe I can't just.
They're watching Judge Joe Brown as their final experience. Speaking of Judge Joe Brown, I was taking a shit at work for the 3rd time, 3 times in one day. It was yesterday, and I'm sitting there. I come in and I hear some. I was like, oh, this guy's listening to music. No, that's not music. I'm sitting there taking a crap. I'm going plop, plop, plop. And he's watching a paternity case on Judge Joe Brown. It was amazing.
Was he, like, actively watching it? Was he, like... yell into it or anything, or is he just letting it?
I mean, I couldn't tell over my orgasm noises, so.
Okay, so you're not. I was about to ask, are you a shy bathroom person, or are you like when you gotta go, you gotta go?
I'm not shy. But then I feel guilty.
Okay. So you're like a self-loathing shitter?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a lapsed Catholic, so it comes from Catholic guilt.
Yeah, a lot of times I just, a lot of times I'll try to, is the word chip, what's the word when you try to hold it in a little bit? Is that chipmunking?
Oh. Is it chipmunking?
I don't think so, but chipmunking for my butt.
Yeah.
So I'll hold on a minute if I hear someone come in and let them leave. So
Wait, you? Oh, I thought you meant for farting because I have awful gas.
Yeah, I know.
And I've farted on a war hero before.
It's awful. Yeah, your gas is terrible.
It's terrible.
It's really gross.
I mean, it's probably worse than mustard gas.
I mean, as a Jew, my ancestors or my family's experts on bad gas. And it's up there with some of the worst gas family line's ever smelled.
Does it have a scent?
Genocidal.
Yeah. Genocidal humor, folks.
Yeah, so.
Next episode, we get into Rwanda.
Yeah, oh boy. I stay at that hotel.
Motel Rwanda kills way less people than Hotel Rwanda.
Too red for my taste. Too red. A lot of yelling kids, too,
yeah.
in the pool.
Dude, shh. Keep it down.
Yeah,
but we're so hungry.
You want to take their heads off. Oh, that's terrible.
No, Sefenya.
So this was my second weekend of not being a Lions fan.
How'd it go?
Actually, my first weekend.
They fucking won.
They beat the 3-1 Eagles.
They were 3-0, yeah.
But they were 3-0, yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. They were undefeated. And it was fine. I mean, the amount of texts I got from people, it would have made you think we won the fucking Super Bowl.
Right.
And seeing all these texts from a team that, first of all, the Eagles aren't that good. They've overachieved to start the year. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
We got lucky. They may not win 5 games the whole
The
season.
Eagles?
Yeah, they're not that good. Coming into the year, especially, they weren't projected.
Well, Carson Wentz has 0 turnovers so far.
Well, he has 2 now.
He got picked off?
He got picked off at the end of the game, and he had a fumble.
Shit.
Yeah.
Never mind. I don't know my shit anymore.
And, going into the season, no one was expecting anything out of the Eagles. So
Right.
They're not this great team, and I think they just had a fast start to the year.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if they slow down a lot. And
Yeah.
Wentz starts to show he's a rookie after his first turnover and things like that. But, yeah, it was like the amount of texts I got from people because I, made the announcement I was no longer a Lions fan. So
fuck you!
Yeah, first of all, they go up
Quitter.
They go up 21-3 or whatever, and everybody's like, look at this, and then they start collapsing and they give up the lead, and everybody's like, I can't believe this, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
And they finally
Really, you can't believe the Lions blowing a lead? It's more unbelievable they even get a lead in the first place.
I don't miss this experience, so
no.
Yeah. And then,
I'd rather relapse on heroin than relapse as a Lions fan.
Yeah, and we'll just get it out of the way because it's just like the Lions, the Michigan State.
We
Spartans,
suck.
We're struggling right now.
Yeah,
so
they'll rebound.
So you're saying, what were you saying about us trying out some quarterbacks?
They need to go with, they've already seen what O'Connor can do. They need to try Lewerke or the true freshman Messiah DeWeaver. I mean, his name's Messiah. We gotta try him.
There's nothing to lose at this point. We're playing Northwestern in our homecoming game this weekend.
Ooh, we're gonna lose in homecoming in Northwestern.
I mean that. I hope not.
We are.
I'm worried.
Yeah.
I'm worried. I don't know. I just don't think we're gonna lose Northwestern.
We've played
but so far
four shitty teams out.
And we played shitty against pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
Except for,
one quarter against Notre Dame.
Yeah. And we played for Milan Hicks, we didn't play very well. For Sadler, we didn't play.
Yeah, we've had former players dropping left and right, and not from Mosquitoes.
Yeah, no.
That's coming next.
Another $800,000. really, you think about then, like, people make jokes about mosquitoes all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, really, it's like, dude, we shouldn't make jokes about that.
Yeah.
Like,
we gotta raise mosquito death awareness.
Like, really, like,
where's Mosquito Death Awareness Month?
There's yeah. What color should we wear for mosquitoes?
Yeah, the NFL's gonna have red towels.
Cyan? Is
cyan?
Is that how you say that? Like, what color is that? Is that like a bright blue? Is cyan like a neon?
Cyan's bright blue, yeah.
The CYAN, is it cyan?
Yeah, CYAN.
I want a cyan for my first car. When I was 16, I want a Scion really bad.
Yeah, that's
Scion
a different...
TC.
Scion is SCION.
Yeah.
I actually temped there.
I either want a Scion or a Toyota Celica.
Your first car?
That's what I wanted for my first car.
Oh, okay. I was like, you want a Celica for your car?
No.
Nobody wants a Celica. It just sort of happens to you.
When I was a kid, I wanted a Celica because your Real World Road Rules Challenge was on back then. And the prize was like a Celica. I thought they were so badass looking. My mom was like, you can't...
Who humiliates themselves for a fucking Celica?
Dude, they were cool back in 2005.
No, they weren't. I was more than 16 then, so...
To me, I mean, they were cool. Real to me, damn it! But, did you ever see that video of the wrestling fan who's talking about how wrestling's real to him and he's crying? It's pretty funny.
He's crying?
He's like, at this wrestling event, he's just like, wrestling is real to me, damn it! And he starts just like giving this impassioned speech about how even though it's scripted, it was real to him.
They need to pull that guy to see if he's a Trump voter. I would say yes.
Yeah, no kidding. So, excellent segue.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the Trumper.
You want to talk about the video first or the debate?
I mean, we can talk about it all, really. I mean, we're obviously a little late on the video, so the video came out on Friday. This is Tuesday.
Yeah, it just came out in Japan, though.
Yeah, we're huge into Japan.
Yeah, they really like their videos there, fucked up videos, so...
Yeah, I mean, obviously what he said was, pretty...
crass.
Yeah, and it's just like... The way he said it and just, like, spelled it out in such a way, like, when you're a star, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you can grab her pussy.
And, yeah, it did take place 11 years ago. And it was in a private conversation.
I've told Billy Bush worse.
And, we've all told Billy Bush worse.
Billy Bush has told me worse.
Yeah, and he's now no longer with NBC. They just let him go.
They officially fired him?
Officially fired him, which is fucked up. Unless it's, like, coming out that he really had something to do with it.
Probably.
Which he probably did, but he'll be fine. He'll, start a podcast. He can come on here if he'd like.
Yeah, I'm going to tweet at him.
Billy, we will tweet at you. Degenerate Nation, we're on your side, BB.
Yeah, at Degenerate Show, Billy B. He's a listener.
But the reason it was a little bit concerning, at least to me, is because you really could, apply... When you're president, you can do whatever you want.
Right.
These said people.
Yeah.
And, yes, this happened 11 years ago when he was a young 59 years of age. So.
I mean, I hope. Who knows what will happen to me when I'm 59?
If you're 59.
Right, exactly.
I mean, your goal is a 37 club.
Yeah.
So, fucking... One of the most depressing things that's ever been said on the podcast, and we talked about depression.
You don't know that. You gotta listen to the back episodes.
You're right. I do. I have to catch up. But,
that video was despicable. But it's Trump. I mean, who's surprised? And he's doubled down. Locker room talk.
Yeah, he called it locker room talk, and, it's, I think what the SJW... Social Justice Warriors call that is rape culture, which I kind of hate that term.
Yeah, I don't like the term because it's getting...
it gets overused. It gets applied at comedy clubs where, like, a joke about rape. Yes, rape's not funny, but rape jokes can be funny if the context is correct.
There's one that's funny that I've only laughed at one, and it was a Louis C.K. joke. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
The joke was, I don't believe in rape. Like, you shouldn't rape anyone. Unless you want to have sex with them and they won't let you.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah,
I mean, like
his delivery sells it.
Yeah, and his delivery. Yeah, and I mean, it's just like I don't know what my really point is, but it's just so like you know when Daniel Tosh got in trouble?
Yeah,
you heard
that you should be raped.
That?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be raped. Okay, out of context, that's terrible. Okay, in context, this is a woman who in the middle of the show starts yelling out, "Not funny!" She's a heckler. She's trying to make it about her.
Right.
Her or him, it doesn't matter who you are, like, if you do that, you're opening yourself up to the comic on the side.
Right, because you're throwing them off.
Right, you're trying to throw them off, or you're trying to make it about you, or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they go back at you, and then, and then he asked the audience for a subject to riff on. One of them yells out rape, and then,
Really? Oh, so...
He's like, he asked the audience, he's like, give me the most despicable subject you can think of.
Oh, so right after she heckled him?
Yeah, and so, this is obviously a paraphrased version, but this is essentially what happened. And, someone yells like rape, and then again she goes, actually, rape is never funny. And then immediately, like timing no other, in a comedy club, mind you, he goes, wouldn't it be funny if a bunch of guys just raped her? And the whole crowd was already annoyed with her because she kept annoying.
Right.
Like, and they're already on the comedian side who they paid $60 or however much and drinks and everything to come see, and the whole crowd's howling about it. Afterwards, one SJW writes a blog about it saying he's making rape funny and he's encouraging, inciting the crowd to rape a woman, and that's what gets told. And it's like, that's like the kind of stuff, but that can sound another. But when people like Donald Trump say that's locker room talk, then what they're saying is that we should be encouraging a society that just encourages that kind of, and it's like, I've said fucked up shit with my friends,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad everything I said isn't being recorded.
I mean,
frankly, a lot of things I said on this podcast probably shouldn't be being recorded.
Oh yeah, don't worry, I'll take you down with my shit.
Fuck it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, I don't care. This, what you see is what you get.
I probably can't get a security clearance anyway, so what the fuck do I care?
Yeah, I mean, I can, but not if they probably look too hard at me.
Yeah.
And not that that's not really a goal of mine at this point anymore, so.
Get any security clearance?
Yeah, I don't think I want to work a job in the federal government.
No.
Or in the government in general, so. But we'll see. We'll see.
Would them finding out that you were on a podcast and then they listen, it's this, they're like, oh, he's a special case. Front of the line.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I get my own special clearance.
Yeah.
In the jail cell, probably. No, but,
yeah. Right there with you.
I don't think if I'm, I'm not going to exactly,
What job would you have in prison?
What job would I...
Besides rim job.
I'd want to be in the kitchen.
Nice. Cooking?
Yeah. I'm a cook. I'm a good chef.
Perfect.
I think that I thought about this a lot actually. If I ever
because you watch Oz,
in part
because you do this,
and I've realized I'd have a lot of trouble being a tough guy in prison. I wouldn't be a tough guy.
Yeah, you don't look tough.
I'm not.
Minus me trying to get you to choke me out.
Again, yeah.
Real tough guys don't do it because they know they don't need to.
Yeah. Anyways,
yeah.
I know I need to have some way of gaining social status within the prison. It wouldn't be by my strength or my brute. Possibly my wit. Also, possibly that could get me into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, because prison is hilarious.
Yeah, a lot of people may not like my sarcasm. And
I don't recommend sarcasm in prison because they can't get it. Yeah. Highbrow stuff in a prison.
Nothing makes dumb people more excited than feeling dumb also. So, I could really earn some points by being in the kitchen because I could, spice up the meat.
Spice up the slop, man.
Yeah,
it's all about spicing that slop.
Man, we love when you make them greens out of the can. I'm sorry for the racist accent.
I like the way you like them greens.
I don't know why it's so racist too, but
you want to join our gang?
Yeah, my guy's impersonation was not a white person, and that was subconscious, but also accurate. 4/5 of the prison population is colored, so which is a whole nother.
You mean people of color?
Yeah, I'm sure. If we're gonna really worry about magic words that much,
color is like.
I mean, fuck off.
It's like just saying the blacks instead of blacks.
No, I don't think it is at all. I disagree. I've watched a lot of documentaries. I'm with it. One of my old best friends was black.
Oh, that's number one thing Ray used to say. Oh, I have a friend that's black.
I used to have a friend who was black. I have other friends who are black.
Wait, did he used to be black and he isn't anymore?
I mean, he's still black. He's just not my friend anymore.
Because he's black?
No, not because of that. Although, who knows? Yeah, it's Cubs-Giants game still tied at 1-1.
Oh, yeah.
So, do you, how do you feel about DC sports teams?
I used to loathe them.
Okay.
I hated them.
Okay.
Which is wasted energy because they suck. Like, why should you hate something that sucks?
Well, it's fun to...
I mean, it's Schadenfreude.
They also don't suck. They're in the playoffs right now.
The Nationals, yeah.
They almost made the Stanley Cup Finals.
Almost. For the 10th year in a row.
I mean, every team loses except one.
That's true, but the Capitals are always the exception, right? They're never going to win. I wish I could take a prop bet on that.
So how do you feel about DC teams then?
I like the Redskins now because of Kirk Cousins.
Okay. And that's it? The other teams you don't care about?
They're going to all fucking fall off a cliff.
Yeah, so I do troll watch like most of DC teams. It's like the first time I've lived somewhere where I don't like the teams.
Yeah.
Not because the fans of the
Their
teams.
fans are shitty.
And I
Rock the red!
Who says that?
That's the Capitals.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I've never heard that. Maybe because there's no Capitals fans, actually.
They're fake Caps fans.
Like, I have a friend or two friends, they're season ticket holders for the Nationals, and they're obsessed with them. And I'm just like, really? Like, why?
They have no tradition.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't like the Redskins, I don't like the Capitals, I don't like the Wizards, so it's like, but I find that I'm having more luck troll watching teams than when I watch them for real.
Just hate watching them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel I'm more satisfied because even if they win, then I'm like, oh, they didn't want them to win, but it's not the worst thing in the world.
Right.
And if they lose, I feel good because I don't like them.
Yeah. Is it a way of turning out inward pain?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the Tigers, I'm still not over the fact that they didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then they re-signed Brad Ausmus, their manager, who I don't like.
Right.
So, yeah.
Shit, man. But I'm a recovered Cubs fan. I was a diehard.
And you're not a Cubs fan this season. Wow.
I stopped. I just gave it up in like 2009 or 10.
But they're about to break 100-year.
Oh yeah,
So
I might flip out and go manic over it.
Yeah, you might as well become a fan now. I mean, they're about to. I mean, if they win this game against they had the Giants last game too. But if they win this game against the Giants, they go on to play
Nationals Dodgers winner.
And they're
we'll
playing
see.
Game 5 on Thursday, and I mean, neither team looks that great.
Did you know that Bob Gale, the co-writer of Back to the Future series, they wrote the prediction in that the Cubs would win the World Series in 2015 as a joke because the Cubs are terrible.
Against Miami.
Yeah, that's
Miami.
right. Yeah, Miami.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So go back and put some money on the Cubbies.
Yeah, it's too bad that they're both ML teams.
Gray Sports Almanac. Well, Miami didn't exist then.
Yeah, it's one of my brother's favorite movies.
Oh, awesome. We'll get along.
Yeah.
But Bob Gale, in addition to predicting that, probably off by 1 year, Donald Trump was the inspiration for Biff Tannen, yeah, and at least in Back to the Future 2, where they took his character.
That makes a lot of sense. Donald Trump's brought up quite a bit in American Psycho.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. They talk about
in the book, right? Not the movie?
In the book, yeah.
So,
because I was finishing that up as I was finishing up, it was like it's a 22-hour audio book. It was really great.
It's 22 hours?
Yeah, he was really dramatic with the reading of it and the characters. And
that's awesome.
Pausing and everything, so really like that too.
Yeah.
So.
Fuck yeah, books on tape.
Yeah, I need a suggestion for another one, so.
Mein Kampf.
Yeah, I'm not going to read that one.
The audio tape, though.
Pass.
No, you're good. You're good on that.
Kind of not really interested in that one.
It's that the voiceover narration is by Stephen Hawking.
Again, not catching there.
It's a long time. a very long episode. I mean, the long read.
All right. And I think that's a good spot to burn this one down.
No, man, Donald, we got to talk about that shit show debate.
Oh, yeah, the debate.
Yeah.
Let's finish up with the debates.
Yes.
So, what are your thoughts on the second debate?
Oh, my God.
Town Hall style.
30 seconds in, he deflects the grab her by the pussy comments by talking about ISIS.
It's a good way to deflect
Yeah,
it.
exactly. He's just like, well, fuck, I can't win this. ISIS! Why are we talking about locker room talk when we could talk about ISIS? He's just playing up on the fear of
I mean, maybe play up on the fear in a way, though. Does it really matter what he's saying? No. The public, in a way, it is a distraction.
Yeah, it's perfect. Smoke screen, there you go.
And most likely, the people who brought that distraction out, unless it was Donald, who's continuing to try not to win, which it very well could be, because that's what I still want to believe, is that Hillary's camp went looking for this, and they found it. So to distract from the actual issues,
and the
30,000 plus emails.
Yeah, the WikiLeaks thing comes out, and they were sitting on his tape.
Yeah,
100%. They were sitting on the tape.
And now so they're waiting to release it until something about her emails gets released. Maybe.
Yeah, well, there's been I think 2 WikiLeaks so far about this.
Yeah,
and
I haven't followed too much about it.
The second one produced some emails about UFOs.
Great.
And apparently one of Hillary's, I think not her top campaign. I don't know. Who cares? One of her campaign people was getting emails from the former singer of Blink-182 talking about aliens.
Tom DeLonge?
Yeah, Tom DeLonge.
Oh my god.
Apparently the guy lost his mind and he's obsessed with aliens.
Well, they did have a song called like "Aliens Do Exist" or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that like a deep track from Blink-182?
I mean, I'll have to go back and re-listen to it now. Do you believe in aliens?
I believe we're aliens.
So you do?
To someone else, yeah. There's creatures out there.
Yeah.
We're creatures to them, they're creatures.
Planets?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I personally think that we live in a matrix.
Yeah.
I believe that this is a computer simulation.
The world is?
Yeah. I think that I don't know what could necessarily happen, although I've thought about this many and many times stoned.
Yes.
And I really do think that we very well, when we die, it could be a flash, and it may go back to when I'm in like second grade getting checked for lice. Like really, when I was getting checked for lice back then, I was just getting implanted,
right,
with like some sort of like matrix chip, and I relived my life from 8 years old, realizing all the lessons I learned, and go from life at that point, moving forward, and live my life. And start over from there.
What would you do? What would you do differently if you realized you were in everything that came previously to that was in fact a simulation?
Oh boy. I definitely put myself into many more unusual situations as a kid.
Yeah.
Be much more okay with failing.
Right.
Doing well at first, and realizing that when I first started something, I was going to struggle. It was going to be hard, and I was going to have to be secure and okay enough with myself to get through that.
To fail and press on.
Yeah, and try it out and figure out.
Oh, I'm still afraid of failure. I mean, not with this, because fuck it.
Yeah, I guess that would be it. But
yeah,
I mean, I really think like, we could, be in some very elaborate type of virtual reality machine where really a millisecond is being passed in our lives, but it feels like an entire lifetime's happening each time. Now Elon Musk and other really smart rich people are starting to research if this is in fact a computer simulation. When you break down like the universe into string theory, like the entire universe can be broken down into ones and zeros in some way through quantum theory.
Yeah.
Which again, I'm not smart enough to understand, but
me neither.
I mean, I just think there's more going on than what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just think that we have a certain understanding. We think about what death is, and I don't think we really know what that is either.
No, of course not. I eventually want to get to the point where I don't fear it because I can be like, it's a simulation.
I mean, and even if it's not a simulation, then, you know, no one's afraid to go to sleep at night.
Right.
Because we know we're coming back.
Right.
We're afraid of death because we don't exactly understand what comes next, or we think that it's nothing. Even if it's nothing, it's something. So nothing is something.
Are you ever afraid that if you get buried instead of cremated, that you somehow feel the maggots eating you?
Well, if you get cremated, you're definitely going to feel that too, if you're worried about that feeling.
Oh, yeah.
I used to be afraid of being buried alive.
That's a valid fear. I mean, that kills more people than sharks, too.
Well, you know, Edgar Allan Poe was really afraid of that.
Yeah.
But, like, I used to be afraid that I wasn't really going to be dead when they were burying me. And, like, you know.
Yeah.
But now I've learned so much about, like, the embalming process and all that gross shit. Which is really, really weird.
Yeah.
The whole process of, like, preparing a body. It's really weird.
Or they stick a bunch of Jello in you.
Embalming fluid and stuff that like keeps you from naturally decomposing into the earth.
That stuff's delicious. You ever eaten it?
And you spend exorbitant amounts of money on a box that your loved one's gonna be buried in.
Yeah.
And, it's just such a weird way of dealing with it. And you know, it's like you have to spend some people going to like debt to like pay for their family members' funerals. And, like,
it's fucked up.
You can't just like die. You have to pay for it. Like you can't just like die.
People inherit debt too, right?
Yeah.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah. It's just and it's just so many things that are broken down to money in this country in general are really fucked up. I mean, like, did you see that story about the baby holding fee at the hospital?
Yeah.
$40 to hold your baby. It's just like, I mean, there's nothing off limits, man. It's, you know, I have a friend who's going through some health issues right now, some really serious health issues, and has some specific health needs. And, you know, like, it's like, earlier today, it's like, she was talking about it, and she's like, if I want a boob job right now, I could go get it and pay for it in installments. But because I need a special type of anesthesia for my surgery for cancer, mind you, because she needs a special type of, they won't allow it to be paid in installments. Her insurance isn't covering any of it, and they won't perform the surgery until she has a full amount of money.
But tits and boners are covered.
Exactly. Thank God. And it's just like, you know, like, I mean, we're, you know, this whole, you know, universal healthcare thing, and how, you know, how much money it costs to be healthy. It's terrible. It's just,
right.
You know, and so, like, now it's this girl who, you know, she has a full-time job. She's been working, you know, since she got out of school. She's got all the savings. She has to hustle and find this money so she doesn't die from this shit.
Has she considered a Kickstarter?
I mean, I think she's gone through that kind of stuff. I mean, she's already had a Kickstarter. She's had fundraisers.
Yeah.
This is her third bout with cancer. She's 30.
Fuck.
Yeah, and third bout with cancer. And it's just like, and, you know, she's gone through this, and now with this latest thing going on and how quickly it's progressing, and now it could possibly be moving to her brain, she really has to move quickly by next week type of thing. So she doesn't have time for a Kickstarter at this point. And it's just, you know, I mean, like, the fact that these, you know, it's like money equals health. Money equals all these things. It explains why people, you know, it's like the saying, money makes you funny. It explains why people act so fucked up when it comes to money, because money equals safety in life.
Right.
And it's
or
like,
the illusion of safety.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know, it's really, really, you know, disappointing, frustrating. I don't know what really got me on that subject, but...
There's the mosquitoes.
Yeah, damn mosquitoes. Fucking don't make jokes about that. 800,000 people died from that. That's not funny. We still can't make fun of 9/11, and like 5,000 people died in that. And that happened.
Well, it's because it happened here.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but like now you can make like Pearl Harbor jokes. You can, you know.
Right.
Or you can even talk about how we knew Pearl Harbor was coming. Now it's like common knowledge where like it used to be a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
You know, but now it's like, you know, same with like the reason. Did you ever hear about the Gulf of Tonkin incident that got us into the Vietnam War?
When I was like 16, 17.
Yeah, so it's a false flag attack. We reported that 2 U.S. ships got attacked off the coast of Vietnam. been declassified that both those attacks ever happened. Those are the reason we went into Vietnam.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, people won't believe, that we at least had some knowledge about 9/11. If not, we helped participate in that.
So you think you're a truther? Are you a birther too? You're a birther, truther, truther,
no,
birther?
I'm not a birther. I'm a truther, though.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely a truther. I'm not gonna lie. It started when I saw Loose Change documentary on Netflix, and what it did is it presented the circumstances, and while it did have its conclusion, I drew my own conclusion based on the circumstances.
Yeah.
And
it was a truther movie?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
And, it points out, everything from the plane that got shot down in Pennsylvania and how there was no signs of a plane, to how none of the black boxes were recovered, to how, the steel from the trade centers burned for 3+ weeks at beyond molten hot temperatures, even while flame retardant spray was being sprayed on them the whole time. If it was just jet fuel, wouldn't have burned for that long with that high fuel. How the dust was tested by a BYU physicist who found found thermite material that helped spike the temperature, and later got fired from BYU for his research. To the Pentagon, the spy in the Pentagon that got hit on September 10th, 2001, was talked about by Rumsfeld, saying that they had over $3 trillion that they could not account for. What part of the Pentagon got hit, where all the accounts were. The only part that was not to withstand a nuclear or a missile of any sort. And also there was no signs of a plane when they showed the scene afterwards. Yeah. The hole was not nearly big enough to be a 747. There's no video proof. All the videos were taken afterwards. There's so many different coincidences. NATO thought there were war games going on, so they couldn't tell there were actual planes being flown in.
Right.
Also, planes were being sent away from air bases all over D.C. and the New York area to other places for these war
Prior
games.
to that?
Yep. It was all part of the war games. In June of that year, Dick Cheney and a bunch of other neoconservatives were talking about how they needed a new, and this is in the quotes, how they needed a new Pearl Harbor type catastrophic attack to unite the country and get them to want to go to war. The Patriot Act was passed afterwards. There was lots of things that changed after 9/11, obviously. Building 7, do you even know about Building 7?
No.
Building 7 is the third building that came down on 9/11. So people know about the Twin Towers. They don't know about Building 7, which housed the National Defense, a bunch of FBI buildings. It was one of the most secure, quote-unquote, stable buildings. It comes down at the same free fall speeds as the other two buildings, and it was not hit by a plane.
Right.
It comes down the same way. And people don't know about Building 7. People never talk about Building 7. And they'll show buildings all over Ground Zero, near where the towers come down. Some of them had debris falling that split them in half. They're still standing. But these three buildings all came down at free fall speeds. The only way something comes down at free fall speeds is if something takes out underneath it. So it takes out the floors underneath it. Otherwise, the floors underneath will at least slow it down.
Yeah.
But to me, it stinks all the way to high hell. And the fact that people laugh and just label it a conspiracy theory, I think it's just people just want to believe what they want to believe. They want to believe that people like me are just conspiracy theorists who just want to believe the craziest story and everything. And they're like, oh, how could that happen? There's any way that this little thermite material could be applied to things. They could be painting on the walls for years on end without even realizing it.
Right.
It's just it's compartmentalization. That's how things happen. Compartmentalization means that people at each level only know what they need to know for their level, and no one completely has a full idea.
I mean, I'm not a truther, but the idea of people getting manipulated to feel a certain way. Mm-hmm. Watchmen. Just like Watchmen.
Yeah, Watchmen's a great book.
Fucking phenomenal. It's in my top 5.
Yeah, it's on my toilet right now.
I know.
So, but a really good one. But yeah, I mean, and I am honest with what it started with, which was that Loose Change documentary, which I've watched with plenty of people at this point, and you know, I've looked up. I always look up. I type in, you know, debunked. I looked at debunked. You know, the official story we're given doesn't make any sense.
Right.
It's not. You know, the fact that we're able to have a conclusion by the end of the day and have an enemy and a plan of how to attack that enemy. It just doesn't. It makes me, you know, really question what really happened.
Yeah.
So you know, and our government's shown before that we're willing to do those types of things. Whether it was the Gulf of Tonkin, which was proven to be a false flag attack that got us into Vietnam, or it was knowing about Pearl Harbor ahead of time and moving out our valuable ships and our valuable planes, knowing we were going to get attacked and still not telling those people, you know, who are there. Or if it was, have you ever heard of Operation Northwoods?
Nope.
Yeah, so check that out. That is a declassified document that happened while JFK was in office. They were going to arm Cuban nationals and have them hijack planes in Miami and frame them as Cuban terrorist attacks to get us to start a war with Cuba. And it was signed by the Joint Chiefs of Staff and vetoed by JFK, who later would end up getting assassinated in a convertible, driving like 5 miles an hour, and getting shot back and to the left, yet he was hit from behind.
Yeah.
To make him go forward.
Oh, I'm definitely on board with Kennedy conspiracy theories.
You know, and so...
Just again, like Oswald getting killed by Ruby.
Mm-hmm, yeah, so again, you know, like, our government has shown we're willing to lie to achieve our agenda. Mm-hmm. We had an agenda with Iraq. We lied about, you know, weapons of mass destruction. Dick Cheney with Halliburton is still making money off rebuilding that country now.
Right.
You know, and, you know, another thing from 9/11 that really got me suspicious is that, George Bush was at an elementary school that day. And the Secret Service at one point come up to him and tell him, you know, after the first building's hit. And he hears it, sits there, and continues to read My Pet Goat to a bunch of first graders.
Right.
Here's the thing about the president's agenda. That is public record for weeks on end ahead of time. If this is the biggest terrorist attack in our nation's history, the Secret Service is not allowing the president to finish My Pet Goat at an elementary school, where his public agenda has been known for weeks on end, and if someone was attacking, they would know where to find the president. Right. The only way that the Secret Service allows the president to stay at risk like that is if they know he is not a target and that he's not at risk. That's the only way that, to me, is allowed to happen with the Secret Service. Otherwise, the Secret Service doesn't care about traumatizing some kids. They're going to take him out of there and get him into some bunker, some secured location with more security than an elementary school, where if terrorists were attacking, they know where to find the president.
Absolutely.
So it's stuff like that. It's all these different coincidences that all add up. Planes don't vaporize, and these planes all vaporized.
Right.
The black box is always going to be found. Yet these, we, have Osama bin Laden's face on, like, the face of America's New Danger in like June of that year. We already had him as all these things. Like the video that we said proved that he was admitting it was shown to be a doctored video according to experts. And
right.
There's this. It's just coincidence after coincidence after coincidence after coincidence after coincidence, and it has killed so many people, including people I've known who've gone to war over there. Yeah. Who I've, and people I haven't known. I think like the fact that we only get mad about people we know dying is really fucked up.
Well, yeah. Back to the mosquitoes, like.
Yeah.
Like, did you feel an ounce of like, oh, that's fucked up?
No, because I don't know anybody who's died from a mosquito. So it's like, when I hear brain tumor, a part of my hair stands up on the back of my neck. My dad died from a brain tumor.
I'm sorry.
So it's okay. But I personally identify with that. And so, when, Family Guy made a joke once about a brain tumor, and ever since then, I kind of hated Family Guy a little bit.
Yeah.
Anybody who doesn't have a connection to a brain tumor doesn't think about that joke once, or maybe thinks.
I don't laugh at suicide jokes. I don't know if I used to.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, so, but, either way, I respect people's opinions, but I think that, people are far too dismissive on labeling people, on a lot of things, whether it's marijuana or, conspiracy theories. I don't want to believe conspiracy theories, but often that seems to be the truth to me. And I do believe in questioning things, and I think that our official story that we've been given through like the 9/11 Commission report and everything with 9/11 doesn't jive with me. It doesn't answer a lot of the questions. It's important that we don't just let that go, because if we let it go, we don't question it, and it continues to happen, and history will continue to repeat itself.
Well, what do you think will happen next?
I don't know. Who knows? Another type of attack that gets us to agree to whatever.
Yeah.
To go where, I don't know. War doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon.
No, it's never going to stop.
So
we're going to Mars in 2027. There will be fucking war there eventually.
Yeah. There was the space wars in the 60s between us and
it's coming back, man. Everything comes back around.
Yeah. Do you think we actually went to the moon?
Yeah, you don't?
Part of me doesn't.
We went there.
Why isn't there any video?
There is. You think that I faked the video of that?
I didn't see it. I didn't see anything.
The grainy video of him jumping out on the moon?
Yeah, that's the only video there is.
Well, they didn't have, like, GoPros. Fucking moon landing GoPro.
Yeah, but they have, like... Yeah, I don't know. I just think we went six times in the 60s and just decided never to go again.
Yeah.
And we beat our deadline by, like, two months or something.
Really?
Like the end of the 60s. Our goal was to get to the moon before the end of the 60s. I don't know. We probably did it, but there's a chance that we didn't. I don't know.
Did I ever tell you about the astronaut game? So the astronaut game revolves around trying to convince somebody of something, and the highest level of that, and it's best used on women, talking to women and just making shit up. Mm-hmm. Because you're not attached to the rejection you're going to get that way.
Okay, so give me like an example.
Okay, so I came up with this idea. My friend was going to grad school. He was about to leave. So I was like, go up into that girl, talk to her, and try to convince her you're an astronaut.
Okay.
Yeah. So he goes up to her, and she starts talking to him, actually. And she's asked the typical DC questions I fucking hate. It's like, oh, so what do you do?
Yeah, it's a typical everywhere question.
No, it's not.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's not like the first thing people ask.
Were you ever asked that in Michigan?
I guess I didn't really. No, never.
Yeah.
That is the first thing.
It is.
Oh.
It's the worst, especially if you're outside the norm.
I think it's great. I love having a job, but we'll go into that.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So.
Yeah. So he.
So she asked, "What do you do?"
Yeah. What do you do? And he's like, "Oh, I mean, I don't really like to talk about it,
Right.
Yeah." Set her up, and she's like, "No, come on, come on." She liked that.
What else are you gonna talk about if you don't talk about work?
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, it's so boring. It's kind of boring. It's like, no, what do you do? I'm an astronaut. And she just gets up and is like, fuck you, basically, and walks away.
No, she didn't believe him.
No.
Okay.
Because it's impossible. Have you ever done some version of the astronaut game? Because that's the top level. Because there's like 30 astronauts.
Yeah.
Also, they have to be like 35 at least.
Yeah, so have I ever done... I mean, yeah, definitely in college I used to lie about my status as a poker player.
Yeah. So you say that you were professional?
I'm pretty good, and I still am really good, but I used to bring it up a little bit more and use it as a little bit of cachet.
With the ladies?
Yeah, I mean, like, there weren't a lot of dudes in college who weren't broke.
Do women want to fuck poker players? I mean, I could see giving a poker player a hand job, like a sad hand job.
Well, sad hand job's just redundant. I mean, I think a hand job is one of the dumbest things in the world. There's no way the girl's going to be better at doing it than I am at doing it.
You're getting the wrong kind of hand jobs.
Hand jobs, stop doing it for me.
You got to start hooking up with gypsies, man.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they don't quite do it for me. And there is another homer for... Was that a home run? Yeah, it was a home run. Why are they pretending it wasn't? It was a home run.
Oh, that sucks.
They're pretending it wasn't.
Cubs are going to fucking lose. They're going to blow it. They're not going to win the series.
I also think they're going to blow the series. I think their chance was last game.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways, so, yeah, I mean, I think everybody's done a version of the Astros game. But definitely as I've gotten older, I've realized that, like, you know, it sounds cliche, but it's like, I have way more luck now, like, not just be myself.
Yeah.
Because, especially here, like, when I get the, like, what do you do question, you know, like, I do, like, a job that, like, requires a heart. So it's actually kind of nice because most people are like, oh, I'm a political research analyst for whatever, or, you know, I work for the Federal Elections Commission, or
some soulless political enterprise.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that work for nonprofits, though, too.
Yeah, but even that, I mean, it's like, Jesus, sorry, I'm getting a massive...
Is it a hurricane alert or something?
No, it's...
Amber alert? Tiffany alert?
Ironically, it is from an Amber. It's not an Amber alert. 21 messages. Boy. Hopefully that's a mistake. But
could be good.
I mean, or it could be bad news. We'll find out.
Okay. Cliffhanger.
Show. Stay tuned for next week's show.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we'll get on later this week and do a quick little, like, NFL preview weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of doing starting a separate podcast over sports.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
Degenerate sports.
Yeah, we can touch on it here, you know, but,
I'm a former degenerate gambler, so.
Yeah. We'll get the over-unders and everything
for the
games. I was trying to think, you know, I don't know. We'll go over our results for last week, too.
Right.
So we'll go over all that later this week, maybe Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
But I think this is a good spot to
man.
It's been a little bit of a rambler, but...
Hey, no, we do ramblings. Thanks for rolling with all the dick jokes.
Peace out, bitches.
All right, good night. I'll edit this.
How long was that?
It was like an hour and a half.
Okay, cool. So let's see.